Hey, what's up everybody? Bdf 44 coming at you with another video. All right. Well, I did get my shoes after all. I did. I copped them today and just deal with the consequences. I won't be buying any more shoes. My goal of 2 shoes in rotation that I like is complete. So yeah, man, I went down there. They only had 1 pair left, and so that was good for me. They had my size. They're not nearly as comfortable as the one I'm wearing, but I will work them in and use my insoles and make them what they are. But you know, it is what it is, man. I'm very happy about that. And now we crunch more dollars for the rest of the month, which is, it's not that bad, to be honest with you, because these weren't nearly as expensive as the last ones, but still expensive enough to where I can't just willy-nilly spend like I don't really want to any damn way. I don't really spend on anything, but it is what it is. Probably less Mexican food this month, which is honestly something I needed to stop doing anyway, because it wasn't agreeing with my stomach the last couple times I got it. So that's kind of where the budget actually gets removed from, to be completely honest with you. But yeah, man, it's been a good day. I'm checked into the room, of course, as I told you guys in the last video, and you know, it's no complaints here. We're watching NBA Finals Game 3. I'm trying to upload a video I made this morning talking about the Celtics and Kyrie Irving and the history there with him stumping on their emblem and all that. I made a video about that and accidentally put it in the trash, so it stopped uploading. Luckily enough, I hadn't deleted it, so I was able to continue uploading it. But yeah, man, it's one of those situations where just wanted to treat myself again, man. Sometimes when you're going through what I'm going through, and you've been walking around the same ugly 2 shoes for the last year, a couple years it seems like, but a year, it's like, man, let me treat myself. And that's what I was talking to some dude at the train station about. Sometimes you just gotta treat yourself, man. You don't know how much time you got in this world. If it's not something that's gonna harm yourself or others, and it can be responsibly done, it doesn't hurt to treat yourself. Even if it does put a little strain on you, if it's ultimately well thought out, which this was, my little plan to get 2 pair of shoes and have those in rotation rather than what I was doing, then you just gotta go with it. And I prayed about it and I felt like it was all right. So you know, that's really what it is. He was saying the same thing, like he bought himself 4 pair of Jordans last 2 months ago or whatever. He said, man, because he always wanted Jordans when he was a kid. Now he has a job, easy job, pays him some pretty good money. He's been buying shoes, and he knows it's not the most responsible way to spend his money, but you know, at the same time, he's made enough sacrifices lately to, like, he just wanted to treat himself. So I'm like, man, I feel the same way, bro. It's a lot going on. Granted, I'm not working right now, so that makes it look not as good that I'm spending, but with everything that I got going on, man, as much walking as I do, shoes should be comfortable. That's really what it comes down to. So I'm certain I got 1 pair of comfortable shoes. The other one, we're gonna see if these new ones actually are very comfortable, but as I work them in, I'm sure they will be. So that's just really what it is, man. Just happy that the Lord put me in a position where I could do that. Didn't use any of my uncle's money on these shoes at all, actually. I took all of that from the GR, so it is what it is. I'm not complaining about it. I'm glad that it's in place to do it. Government is doing a lot of evil stuff in this world right now. What they're not doing is keeping me from having my little $200. So I'm thankful for everything I'm getting, but there's still a lot of work to be done on this thing, man. And so that's really what I'm preaching. As I told you guys, I know that I'm going against the line when I buy any Nike shoes, but I'm gonna be talking against genocide every step I take. So hopefully I give back more than ultimately I'm giving to them. So that's really what it's about, man. I ain't buying no more after this, but I just wanted the 2 I have. And when it really comes down to it, unfortunately for a lot of us, as we start to get a little more aware, is that you really can't, in this era, well, can't is a strong word, but it's very, very, very difficult not to pay into Zionism in the era we're in. We're going to need some things to change systematically in order to get them out of our lives and to effectively keep from having to pay into what they own, because they own so much. That's really what it comes down to. Companies, even if you think you're doing a good job of boycotting certain companies through your banking system, you're still supporting these guys. Anytime you make a transaction buying stock, you're supporting these guys. Anytime you're paying taxes for which is illegal if you don't, you're supporting these guys. So it's one of those situations where it's kind of hard not to and live the lives we want to live. It's going to take time for all of our country specifically to first realize what's going on, which is happening very slowly, and then do something about it. And by the time that comes around, you would have sacrificed so much and come to realize so little. And that's what I came to understand when I was doing the AMC 8 movement. We need, and I say needed, but I mean need more people aware of this movement, why it's important to be a part of that movement. Otherwise, you're just pouring into something that's getting eaten away at. And that's what it really comes down to. You need more people to be able to have the psychological strength and the know why, so to speak, to really make that thing move the way I ultimately believe it's going to move. But it's going to take people coming to a knowledgeable understanding of what the stock market and how the stock market is being manipulated and why they should care, and then why they should do something about it. And so I'm sitting up there pouring all my money into it without enough people actually having that understanding. And that's why I ended up losing so much. That's why I wasn't buying myself shoes and doing all types of stuff, because I was trying to pay into that movement, for which I believed in, still believe in, but understand that if you didn't do it responsibly, just like many were telling us, you were going to lose. Because it wasn't going to do the way what it was supposed to do. And there was a lot of people out there hyping it up for it to seem as if it was going to move when they had no more of a clue than we did. And that was part of the evil within it, was the hype machine that didn't do the best job of promoting it to the masses, but did a great job of hyping those who were already up into continuing to pour into it. So that's just what the nature of it was. You learn your lesson. When I started that process, I was like 33, 34 years old. Now that I've grown older, and just understand, you only hold what you can afford to keep, and you can't worry about anything outside of that. If we were rich, we'd be able to pour all of our wealth into it and the thing would have popped already. But because it's the few and the poor who are a part of it, that AMC movement is just being suppressed by big money. I mean, it's a rigged game. That's part of what we're looking at when we look at genocide and the Ukraine war specifically. That's where a lot of the money's coming from the stock market, and from them manipulating the stock market. That's free money. And a lot of the companies that control most of the profit in this world are the ones who are benefiting the most from the stock market being broken in the way that it is. So this is what people need to come to understand. And I think genocide is shining a bright light on who's behind a lot of the worst things in the world, and then what exactly they're doing. And my prediction is, once people start getting a real whiff of that, you're going to have more people being AMC apes and GME apes than ever before. That's really what it comes down to. Once people start to realize that the same people that are killing those kids in Palestine are the same people we've been fighting in regards to this genocide. I mean, in regards to this AMC movement, this ape movement. It's the same people, man. It's the same people. So that's what I've known the whole time, to a degree. I just now am able to put 2 and 2 together to understand it. I sensed it, I guess is what the best way I can say. I sensed that the whole time, and now it's been basically all but confirmed who's behind just about all the worst stuff in the world. So yeah, if people are wondering if those two things are connected, my AMC movement and this genocide, I believe it is. I believe the same people who are pouring, some of the money that they're pouring into the genocide is the money they're taking from the AMC, GME, and all this other short selling, illegal short selling. I do think a lot of that money is going to kill them kids. For sure. I'm certain of it. So I just want people to understand that, man. I've been personally fighting this fight for, what, 7 years now? You know what I'm saying? And while it hasn't really come to much for me, I know what I stood for, and it's all documented on this channel. So, yeah, man, I'm trying to be remembered for the right things, regardless of how many people remember me. That they remember me for the right things is the most important part of it. And I wasn't and am not afraid to stand against the status quo as it pertains to what I know my morals should be. I don't have selective humanity. I don't believe you're worse than me or better than me, or that your kids should suffer because I suffered some way. And none of that is something that you can convince me of. Money's not going to buy me into that norm. It's no normal about, that's nothing normal to me. And I don't care how many people agree with it, believe in it. It's nonsense, and will remain nonsense well after they're long in their graves. So that's pretty much all I gotta say. Keep fighting the good fight. Spread the word about what it is that's going on out here. And be patient with one another in the process, because it's gonna be a long process to freedom. Bdf 44, thank y'all for watching. I'm out.